Alright, here is an attempt to review my setup, my strategy. I've had my first cup of coffee, so let's give this a try. A lot of stuff going on here. I've got 3 monitors. This is my trading montage. I can trade 3 different stocks at the same time. Let's put this on the SPY. This is the overall market. At the moment it's pre-market. This is the time in New York. I have a news service squawking news as it arrives. It'll be coming up any time randomly. These are stocks that are gapping a certain amount. These are highly active stocks at the moment in the pre-market. So my first fire drill is to bring this is my excuse me,
UBS has been fined more than 3.7 billion euros in French tax case. Uniform Bravo Sandy.
I'm going to move this over to the other screen, which is where I normally keep it. I'm doing this just so that you can see.
French court found the bank criminally responsible for money laundering.
So here's an example of a stock that's on the top of the list. There's some good pre-market volume so far. So as you can see, this is the gray area is the pre-market 1 and 2 minute candle. So obviously it gapped up. This is the close from the previous day. It gapped up. So let's see if there's some news. I'm going to open up another window here. Okay. So I have this one normally sitting down here. So I'm going to type in works and see what kind of news. No news this morning. So this is more of a technical breakout or a gap up. So the overall chart pattern so this happened. Let's look at the volume. This is the volume over here. When I move my cursor, we have 400 so this number here is how many shares were traded. Then on this spike right here we have around 7,000. So we have some volume here. But if you look at the chart, this is getting into a little technical analysis here. The question, I'm looking at the 30-minute chart here to kind of get a bigger, slightly bigger perspective on the semi-near term. This is the daily, this is the weekly. So as you can see, it's had some serious run-ups. As I move my cursor around, you can see where it appears on this chart. So let's see here. This could go either way, really. I mean, so it could curl up and continue to at least this point right here, this high here, which is around 970. Put a little mark right there. So that's a target where it could run to. So I'm going to avoid trying to trade in pre-market unless there's some outstanding news, because I can't put stop losses in and then walk away, and I've been killed by assuming that a stop loss works during pre-market. This is the pre-market, this is the gray area. So, but I want to see if I might want to put in a bottom fishing order to buy if it comes down before it goes higher. Otherwise, I'm going to wait for the open, and I may have some ideas of where it might go. So like this is a pretty good level right here, 935, 931. I want to say 627. I'm looking at these highs. I should say closes. No, I should say highs. 640. This number here. 640. 627. 627. 627. And then I'm going to just say 640. So when the stock is moving hard and fast, you want to have some idea of where it might go in the near term. Okay. So what I have done with some success is I have put orders in down here. So it will a lot of times come back down to test this level before it goes higher. It's just kind of like pop down quickly. The only danger with that is you have to be prepared to sell or bail if it's going to drop hard from there. And unfortunately, with this trading platform I have right now, I have to manually put in the stop order after the order has been filled. So I only want to do that on certain select stocks. So when the order does fill, I'll know about it, and then I'll quickly put in a stop order and go look at that stock as it's trading. But my goal right now is to see where it might go if it were to run. I'm looking at these levels. Here's a level right here, right there, this candle right here. So it's already come to just about right there, and starting to show some potential. So now what I have been doing with some success is that when the stock is running up, I look to short. So the short is 970 I have right here, right? Let's go 970. All right. So when it's moving fast, the idea is the stock is rising, and just as it had in the past, even right here, it came up on that day. Let's see if I can. I thought this thing would synchronize. Ah, wait. Okay, good. So you see how the stock reached this level right here, right to that point, and boom, it came down. Especially since this was a halt right here, I believe. It just came right up and came right down. So one of my strategies is to short from here, and it's going to come back down to at least retest this level here in theory. And as you look at my cursor, there's some numbers to the right of it. You see a minus 1.17. That's the distance from here, 0, 0, coming down, coming down, coming down to here, let's say. That's $2.37, let's say 235. 235. So if you had 1,000 shares short,
Prime Minister May's political spokesperson says we will continue to do everything we
that
can
one.
to get this
If you had
Brexit deal
1,000
over
shares
the line.
at 235, you'd make $2,350 on that trade. That's why I like this, because historically it likes to bounce back. Now it may not do it indefinitely. The third time might not be a charm. It might blast right through that. But the idea is to have, I actually had the order sitting there at that point. Maybe yesterday I had that strategy, but I missed it by 1 penny. So just to be safe, I may go below by about 2 pennies or so. And if it goes right past it, I have a stop loss. I'd have a stop loss already, or I can even do a market. If it's just so strong, I can just bail out of it rather quickly. All right.
NM, November
So
Michael,
that's the
Navios
theory
Maritime
behind
Holdings
that.
reporting Q4 loss
So I'll be
of
watching
$1.79, in line sales of
this
127.35 million, short of
to
estimate
reach this
for
level
November Michael.
and come back down again. Now it may not come down all the way, but if it came down from here, it might come back down to, some level around here. And this could happen even during pre-market, tell you the truth. All right. So that's on my radar. Let's look at another one. Now, as I look at these, news can be a very important element. That means there's a catalyst. There's a reason why. Like this guy right here is really trading hard. CLSD. Let's put that in there. CLSD. Boom. Pre-market. Pretty good volume.
Revenue of 1.54 billion for
My
analog
next
devices.
thing is, was there some news?
That's a beat on both ends for ADI.
CLSD. Let's see. FDA acceptance. That's kind of a
INO,
big deal.
India, November Oscar,
Companies.
Novio announcing first subject dose with its DNA
Well,
encoded
they
monoclonal
accepted a
antibody
filing.
in first ever human trial. India, November Oscar.
They've accepted the application,
SNNA,
which
Sienna
is a
Biopharmaceuticals,
important
pricing
step in the
public offering
process.
of
I'm
8
getting
million shares at
a drug
$2.50 per share.
approved.
That's sending November Alpha.
Okay. So that brings to mind something I wanted to draw attention to. So a lot of times these things spike up and then come right back down quickly, like it did here. Let's have a look at where it went up to. Looking at these levels here, you see where it came to that level right there? And it's where it came down. So this is the weekly. Okay, so it reached that level, give or take.
LMRK, Landmark
Now,
Infrastructure Partners, Lima
there's so
Michael
much
Romeo Kilo,
attention on
reporting
this
35
that a lot of
cents
times,
adjusted
it spiked
FFO.
down, it came down to this level. People had orders in that
That's Lima Michael
was
Romeo
filled.
Kilo.
This is some stock twits.
VBLT,
And a lot
Victor
of it's a
Bravo
lot
Lima
of
Tango,
noise,
VBL
people
Therapeutics
saying a
awarded
bunch of stupid
$2.9 million
things.
non-dilutive
But
grant by Israel Innovation Authority.
this is a
That's
level
Victor
that
Bravo Lima Tango.
is serving as resistance. The high on this is 173. And then it came down to around a penny or so of this. So, what to do?
ABBV,
Well,
AbbVie
pre-market, I'm going to
Humira,
avoid it
approved by Health Canada to
because
treat
I don't want to
pediatric
deal
patients with
what
chronic
babysitting it if it wants
non-infectious
to go against
anterior
me.
uveitis. That's Alpha Bravo Bravo Victor.
I turned on my squawk again. So there's another feature that so what to do with this, all right? Well, if it breaks out, the question would be is where can it go? And a lot of times it tries to go back to the next higher daily level of support or resistance, or I should say resistance in this case. So I'm just kind of looking to see where it might go if it were going to really run. So
IPCI, Pharmaceutics, announcing FDA tentative approval of generic Pristique. That's IPCI, India Papa Charlie, India.
now that's interesting. Now watch this guy right here. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll put a note right where the news came in to see how the stock
Shares of
behaves.
Pharmaceutics popping to the high, 37 cents on that press release.
So this can just go ballistic when you get this kind of news, and so sometimes I'll actually put my order in, but I'm not going to do that right now because so here's where stock twists can come in handy because it'll say old news, and a lot of times they'll just announce something that it's just a rehash, and then people hear the news and they want to jump on it. And so the fact that it's not popping automatically right away is noteworthy. But sometimes you can just put a small order in with a tight stop. Apparently somebody did some bottom fishing. They had an order sitting down here around 31 cents. You look at these prices.
Tesla,
31 cents.
TSLA, their general counsel, Butz Winkus, is leaving the company, according to the Wall Street Journal. Tesla, TSLA.
So it's interesting that it's not moving strong either way after that news came in. And normally I don't deal with stocks this cheap. very volatile. So I'll just make a note. I'll make a note of where the news came in and how it behaved for future reference. Okay. So here we see this resistance level around here, which can be bearish. They're a bit indecisive. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll put an order in so that if it comes down and gets it, I get a good price. And it would be a really deep discount price. So this would be, and sometimes I'll just, for the sake of argument, I'll just put a fake order in.
Moody's now says U.S. banks' direct leveraged lending exposures are contained and mitigated.
So I'm thinking it could at least come down once again. The fact that it's failing to breach this.
Moody's also says that U.S. banks' direct leverage lending exposures are contained and mitigated, but that they face indirect risk stemming from corporate leverage, which now exceeds pre-financial crisis levels.
So
UBS's general counsel now says the bank will appeal the ruling. That's UBS.
anyway, I'm not going to take any action on this one just yet. My primary objective is to know if it were to run and go for a breakout, where can it go? So let's focus on that. I think I had a number already in mind. Let's see. The close of this candle was 207. And then the high of this candle, 239.
Kellogg CEO, that's ticker K, says that there could post low single-digit sales growth in developed market snacks, maybe even this year.
And then
Kellogg, ticker K.
this is 272. Okay, so basically, if it's moving, it's going to go to these levels and at least pause, if not return back down a little bit. And for quick scalps, you can short. Okay, now I want to draw your attention to another little feature that's very handy with my news service called Benzinga. So we're going to be watching opening gaps, highs, all right, and we're going to hear a synthesized voice, which can be annoying, but let me, for the sake of this video, screencast, I'll put that right there. Now, what happens is these things are like spitting out alerts. Price spike, Tesla, 706. So we'll just have a quick peek. TSLA. So it spiked down. Boom. So just have a peek at this. Just not that I trade Tesla at the moment. but for the sake of education, my question would be is where might it go? I'm looking over here, by the way, as I move my cursor. It came down to this level, and it came down pretty strong. Seems like it can go down further to around here, this level right here. So 294. So basically, if I were involved with this, 294. Yeah, straight up 294. I just put a mark right there, basically. So, what happened? Okay. So it could go down further to here, and I'm looking for good deals. 299 is also a level. You see how it's coming down again. Typically, when it has that much of a drop, it's going to go down for one more leg. And I'm guessing it's going to come past this down to about here at least. If not even.
New high of 44.74. New high of 44.75.
So this one is reporting. This is where the voice comes in handy.
New high of 44.77. New high of 44.78. New high of 44.79.
See how it's blasting higher? So what I would be doing now, this is what happens during the heat of the battle. As it's
Kellogg
rising
K
up,
also says they see flat operating profit
I wanna
growth
see
in
where it's gonna go.
2019. Kellogg K.
So right about here is a top, right where it's at right now. So I would be inclined to short right about here, and there's no news, so I'm
We're
going to
seeing
short
Tesla down 1.25% here in early trade here
with
after
a
the
tight
news.
stop.
Other general counsel leaving. Tesla, TSLA.
Let's just say it's a stop of 3 cents. That might be a bit tight, but to illustrate the point. So here we go. We're in pre-market 44.80. All right. So it's going to either drop down. The fact that it's tried a number of times and it's building momentum, and these are not long candles, which means it's building up steady strength. That's a reason why I probably shouldn't take the short. But you can see that it is meeting with some resistance there.
Price spike down in OMI.
So now I'm thinking, if it does go down, where is it going to go down to? So I'm going to say around to this level here. That's 16 cents. It should at least come down to there, right? 16 cents. This is your basic scalping strategy. So if it were to come down, it's going to come down to at least around 44.63. Let's see if my theory is valid. it has some pretty good momentum, but I'm thinking it could at least come down to regroup. So what I would do is I would be buying some shares, and I would sell half if it does come down around here, and then let the rest run to another level, let's say like around here. And then, so let's say take off, let's just say take off 25% around here, take off half, and let the rest run. But it's holding up pretty good. It's not just rejecting that price. So it may just pop like it's attempting right now. I'm giving it a 3-cent. The fact that it even breached it is not a good sign for me. It's going to go higher. It's going to go higher. I'm going to get stopped out. But it's just it's not a real trade. See? Okay. So now it's the question, okay,
New
well,
high of 44.83. New high of
where's it going to go?
44.84. New high of
Let's see.
44.85.
So if I want to try this again, so right about now, I would put in, this is where you can make a run.
New high of 44.88. New high of 44.89. New high of 44.9.
Now at some point it's going to come back down to test this level to see if it can be support. This could be a fake out. 44.88. I'm looking over here, by the way, just so that you know why I'm moving my cursor. I'm looking to see, it could again try to short from here, but I'm guessing if it goes higher, it's going to come up to 40, 45. 45, I'm just putting on alert at 44, 45, 45. And I can put an alert right here just before it. Got alert. Okay. So depending on how many shares you would buy, and obviously you're using a margin account, so maybe you would buy 200 shares, and so I would have lost what, $6? Let's see. $6, or I would have made $34 if I were to just come down to here. That's why I trade usually in lower cost stocks. All right. Move this one down. Let's go back to the so I'm looking at primarily I'm looking at these PSTI, a lot of trading on this one. So I'm curious, PSTI. Okay, so there's some news. All right, so that means there's some action on this. All right. It's a very low cost stock. That can be good, that can be bad. A bit more risk involved, as you can see. That news came out around, what time did that news come out? Let's just say 6:30. Looking at the date and time down here, right about here, which is, this is 1 hour ahead. Well, this is it's Benzinga shows me my time, and this is, which is an hour behind. So on this tool, it's an hour ahead, which is New York time. All right, so this is when the news came out. You can see that it spiked up, but came right back down, spiked up. Looking at the volume over here. So we have a lot of volume here, a lot of people selling their stock. Looks like a lot of people selling. So is there any evidence of it continuing? Looking at these little tweets down here. All right. Looking to see where we have, if you notice this level right here, see over here, it went up to here and it dumped.
Tesla TSLA now at the $300 handle here, now down 1.84%, has just broken the 300 handle here.
You see what happened? It came right to that line. Boom. Now, when it does that, you're looking for, is at the bottom, is it going to bounce from there? And minimally, you had a nice bounce. Let's show you what I mean. It bounced and came all the way back up to here. So looking at the price, 301, just shy of 302. So it bounced, wow, about $2. Obviously, it's expensive stock. I mean, if you bought 20 shares, that's $6,000 that you're risking. So 20 times 275. That's $55. It's these little trades that can add up. But the real question is I don't know what the reason for the news is. One guy is saying 280s today. It's still coming down. It's got some pretty good steam going down, and I'm guessing, well, I would be going short. See, when it broke down here and it tried to go higher and failed, you see how it just dumped from there? So you could theoretically have gone short around here. And you would basically have a couple of targets. Tight stop. That's not a cheap stop. But it's not a lot of shares you're dealing with either. So I'll just have this sitting here. I like to hypothesize. It's part of the learning process. So you'd sell, let's say, 25% of your shares or half of your shares. When it hit this level, you'd have an order sitting in. And
Price spike up pen, ABIO.
Okay, so there's some news this morning, and it's moving. You see these people who had their orders sitting in way down here? So here's an example of a mover, and ABIO, is he on this list here? Huh. ABIO. So
Barrington Research now cutting the price target on Tivity Health, that's TVTY, to $40 from $50, TVTY.
wow. This is 89 is a serious short level. Serious. And somebody caught it just before 89. Let's see if it hits 89. I'd be going short with a tight stop. Being that it's a short, well, this is some serious momentum here. Look at that. Whew. We got a level right over here to the third top. Now the news could make it blast right on through, but it smells like a short. But they got some news about some FDA, pharma, whatever. And so people are moving on it. But the fact that it's slowly building steam going higher tells me that it may blast right on through this peak right here. And if it does, it's going to blast quickly past up and to 105.
Tunisia's central bank chief says current account deficit has hit a record high of 11.2%.
105. Short. From there. See how it's trying to short, but I'm guessing it's going to come up and retest this $89. Yes, 89 is the magical number. And what people are doing is they jumped in like 1 penny before the top to ensure getting in. This happened yesterday where the
Arca Biopharma, that's ABIO, now up 122% here in pre-market trade here. ABIO, Arca Biopharma.
So it's building some strength, but at least the person who kind of got in, or whoever got into short at the 88 cent mark,
Manchester United and Marriott International announcing a global marketing partnership. That's MAR for Marriott and MANU, MANU for Manchester United.
So there's 5 cents, if not, I'm going to just say 5 cents. So with this cheap of a stock, you could have bought, I don't know, if you deal with $10,000 per trade and you were to make 5 cents on 10,000, that's $500 on that scalp, going from here to the top of this level right here. 10,000 shares, 5 cents from here to here. Boom, done. And what you may do again is to sell half of your shares, and this could, as it's moving, it could come down to test this level here next. and then maybe even come down further. But what I'm again, my big approach is to look at where it's going to reverse. So I'm just experimenting right now. I'm not going to be in a big hurry to trade. If this were to break out and make a run, my question is where will it go? I'm looking at this level right here, the high for this particular candle. I'm looking over here at this H, 105. Right, 105. So then what I could do is put an alert, and it can move very fast. So that's the only thing. So I'll put an alert at 103. I'll say short at 105. Okay, and then after that, you have, oh yeah, right here, 128. Okay, all right. So I'm going to say, all right. In the meantime, what do we have? Yep, it's showing
KNDI, Candy Technologies, Kilo November Delta, India. U.S. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration approves Candy's 2 pure electric vehicle models. Model EX3 and K22 have been approved for importation and registration in the USA by the NHTSA. That's Kilo November Delta, India.
So that's pretty good news. What do you think? Good news. Let's see how that behaves. Interesting, it's going down first. And this is where, I mean,
Shares of Candy Technologies had a high of $6.72. Now it's $6.55, up 61 cents on that announcement by the company of approval of 2 of their electric vehicles, KNDI.
so I'm just looking at these levels. Wow.
CETX, Charlie Echo Tango X-Ray, Chemtrex, reporting 17.28 million.
$6.54 is a major level, big time level, right about here. If it blasts above that, that could make a serious run. Wow. This actually is a pretty good looking, this could be a runner. See over here on the gap scanners, it's gapping up, and so all the traders around the world who are trading, day trading, they're seeing the same action. They see the same levels and looking for evidence that it will run. Otherwise, it's going to short. I mean, it's reaching a pivotal level, and this is where it historically has dumped. From here, people are a little So what you can do is make an order around here, take a partial with a stop
Price
loss.
spike up in
So you
KNDI.
watch it run now. That's your go-to signal right there. I think it's going to run. And you would have bought maybe 1,000 shares. Let's see where it's going to go. This is an example of getting in early before the crowd because of the news. So now,
New high of 7.12. New high of 7.13.
if it runs, where's it going to go? I'm going to say 672. I'm going to say 762. So I'm looking at these previous levels right about here. And then after that, it's like 8. $8.25. $8.25. Okay. Another level right here. $8.40. Okay. This guy, he posts these funny things. All right. So the idea of a stock that's moving, either you get in right away with the news if it looks legitimate and you see some action and the volume coming in, but you don't want to chase it, so you could wait for the first pullback, and typically it's going to come back and test this level of let's say this level right here, 655-ish. So I would put a bottom order in for a dip.
Price spike down in ACET.
Just trying to look for a good deal. Let's see, I had an order sitting in right there for it to come back down and test the level. Also, sometimes what I'll do is, but this is just so ballistic right now on the 30-minute chart. So now you're looking for areas where it's going to pull back. Yeah, so I'm looking over here at the previous levels to see where it encounters resistance.
New high of 7.29. New high of 7.3001. New high of 7.33.
Then you have these whole numbers, psychological numbers like 775, let's say 775.
KNDI, Candy Technologies Group continuing to spike here now, $7.34 on that U.S. approval for the importation of 2 of their vehicles, hitting a high of 734 up.
734. I'm looking at these numbers. I'm
Up
looking at these
$1.40
levels.
now in the pre-market.
730 seems to be a key level. When everybody's going long, You're looking for where you could go short, because it's gonna come back down. It won't just go straight up and just keep going. So I'm looking for, if I didn't get in on the initial run up, then I want to know where it's going to come down from. Yeah, it's going to come up to around here at least. I'm looking at these wicks over here on the weekly. 826. This is most definitely a key level. I believe it's going to try to reach to there. But as you can see, if you were to get in on the news, you're probably going to hit here at least. So that's about $1. That now 750 is always a psychological level as well. The $half mark, you see how it tagged it, but there's a pretty good amount of momentum. So I don't think it came down all that much. I wouldn't want to try to short it just yet. It's just open blue sky, I'd say, up to around here. The whole $8 mark also is a psychological price. But this is an example of listening to the news and jumping in. But I didn't jump in because I'm sitting here trying to describe my strategy. And also, unless it's really good news, I've been trying not to buy in pre-market. I gotta tell you though, in times past, when I did the best, because when the market opens and they look at all these stocks that are moving, this is the second one on a list for low float, high action stocks moving. So TB, LYG, LYG. So we had some news, which don't really know what that's all about, but nonetheless, it is gapping, and there is some volume. LYG. So it just has a quick analysis. Where is it at on the daily? Where can it go? Looking at these levels right here. This could be a short. It could short from here. So if it's struggling to get higher, right? It's not quite able to breach this level.
New high of 7.71, new high of 7.74, new high of 7.75.
Let's go have a look at this guy here. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. So it's gonna it's going to do a bounce at some point, and you want to start seeing it get a little weaker.
Price spike up in KNDI.
I don't see this $8 as being historically a level of resistance, other than it being a psychological level. And if you look at these prices as a movement cursor, somebody shorted at about 4 cents prior to the psychological $8 level. Just a mental note, because everybody else looking at that whole number as well. So let's see where it goes from here. It came down 31 cents, 34 cents. It's going to come down and test this level here of 750. Now buyers are going to be sitting there with some orders at the 750 mark, which could propel the price. Well, I'm guessing it's going to come down. If it comes down to the halfway mark of this candle, that's a sign of strength. If it doesn't quite come down far enough to test 750, that's a sign of strength. It did go lower than the halfway mark of this bull candle. So people are looking at where to buy to continue. And they have their stop loss kind of tight. Let's see. My interest is to see where, since I didn't get in down here, I could choose to get in on the first pullback, which is around here. Let me go to the 2-minute candles. So seeing some resistance.
NXTM, next stage medical. November X-ray Tango Michael block of 653,000 at $29.98 at the bid.
I didn't quite.
$653,000 X-ray Tango Michael block of 653,000 at $29.98 at the bid. November X-ray Tango Michael block of 653,000 at $29.98 at the bid.
Anyways, not that big a deal. I have a phone that's dedicated to listening to these alerts because I a lot of times miss the symbol. So I'm looking over at the primary bogeys to see how they're behaving. This is definitely showing some bearish. You see how it went high, it couldn't go higher, came down, couldn't go higher, so people shorted it. And
President Trump reporting New York
there's a
Times
$1.24.
reporting is false. They are a true enemy of the people.
And you see the line I drew there, which was some previous support, and it bounced off of that. And if you had an order sitting there for a bottom fishing, then, but it could go lower. So that's the only thing that I would be thinking about, because it's showing some bearish weakness. Okay, this one right here. I forget where when I put this line in, but as you can see, I think that was already there. So it came up, couldn't go higher, so they shorted. In fact, what people do, what I do, is would have an order sitting at this level right here, maybe a little bit below it, So imagine having an order sitting, well, right there to short, and your stop would be just above there, above that one right there. Okay, so the idea is that
ABIO, Alpha Bravo India Oscar, shares just off the highs now, 86 cents.
okay, so
Up 125% after announcing the agreement with the FDA for the pathway on their heart therapy treatment. That's Alpha Bravo India Oscar closed at 38 cents on Tuesday, now at 86 cents. Alpha Bravo India Oscar.
all right. So this is a level that is fighting. It came up, it broke it though, it broke it. So I have a feeling it's going to go higher before it comes down. But you can see, again, the strategy of bottom fishing. When the news first comes out, it's going up, but you don't want to chase it. So if you put some orders, down around this level here, around this level here, and you see how it came
WORX,
down.
shares of SC Works trading higher this morning. Off the highs now, 664, up $1.01. Whiskey Oscar Romeo X-ray.
This is going to come down again to retest this, I think. If not, come down a little bit further. IPCI, FDA news. So I put that marker in there to illustrate or to see how it behaves. And it's showing weakness. It's not like it's... So I probably would not want to trade this. If anything else, I might want to short it. So at this point, it's interesting. It's holding up pretty good, but it hasn't breached the 37-cent mark. And I have noticed in the past that it will sometimes, what I'm thinking is basically to short right here, going down with a stop, maybe, well, I don't know, 1 or 2 cents, and have it come back down to test. So a quick scalp kind of a thing. Very, very cheap stock. And you get a bunch. You can get like 20,000 shares. And so anyway, I'm just sort of curious about that. I'm not going to do anything right now, either way. Okay. This one is not really moving too much. I'm going to just move this one down. Move this one down. And revisit the real movers.
ESEA, Euroseas, reporting an adjusted loss of 7.1 cents. Echo Sandy, Echo Alpha.
So this short,
CVS, Charlie Victor Sandy, at the pre-market lows now, 63.61, down more than $6 following their earnings release. Company says prices for non-specialty medications fell 4.2% for commercial clients. Prices for specialty products grew 1.7% in 2018, Charlie Victor Sandy.
these stocks you know, sometimes you can look at the bottoms and see where it's going to bounce, because people take a knee-jerk reaction on bad news, and then it's going to find support perhaps at the 62. I'm gonna just put I just put markers in there to kind of see if my theory 6207 ish, and then really low for sure.
ORBK has been halted. Oscar Romeo Bravo Kilo.
ORBK halted. Halted. See?
Price spike down in KNDI.
Aha. Spike down. See? Look at that. Spike.
ORBK shares halted. Merger with KLA 10 Core completed.
Okay. ORBK. You know, this tool doesn't give me quite the level of detail during pre-market as my actual trading platform. $66 was the last transaction, and it was going up. Halted. So that means it's going to be halted for, we look for halts. Oh yeah, we want to have the halts turned on. Trading halted at 8:57. So about 9:02 it will resume. It turns out that this day I'm just going to be doing mostly paper trading. Part of this exercise is to explain the strategy, and I have to work today actually, so I'm trying to. I mean, I might get into something that really takes off or whatever, but I'm sort of in a different mode at the moment. But so the halt is interesting, a bit more risky, because then it's going to open vastly higher or lower. I mean, it's very volatile. We'll see how that behaves in a few minutes. Put this up here. ABIO. Let's see. So I actually, in theory, would be stopped out because of having a 2-cent stop loss, which would argue for a bit more wiggle room, maybe a a 6 cents, so that I would not be stopped out. Because if it does dump, well, it's going to come down, you know, well, I mean, this could just be, you know, regrouping like it does, you know, here. It could come down. I'm going to say it can come down to about here.
BMY and CELG, Bristol Myers Squibb, says remains on track to hold special meeting of shareholders on April 12th regarding its acquisition of Celgene, Charlie Echo Lima Golf.
I guess I was. Yeah, this is definitely a level for it to come down from.
Bristol Myers says determined to voluntarily withdraw and refile its pre-merger notification. Expects to refile its pre-merger notification report from form under HSR Act on February 20th. That's today. That's Bravo Michael Yankee, Charlie Echo Lima Golf.
Okay, so here's another case where having
ABT and NVO. Abbott Novo Nordisk enter partnership to provide integrated digital solution to people with diabetes using insulin. Partnership to integrate insulin dose data from Novo Nordisk connected pens into digital health tools compatible with Freestyle Libre system. That's Alpha Bravo Bravo Victor and November Victor Oscar. ADIL, Alpha Delta India Lima. ADIL Pharmaceuticals getting a pop here. Company announcing partnership with Catalent to package and distribute ADIL's ADO04 for its phase 3 trial. That's Alpha Delta India Lima.
So again, the news just came in. Sometimes it does a little bit of a do-si-do and comes down first. So you either put your order in with a stop loss, or you look at the price action and see if the orders are starting to come in, and then you have some confirmation. It's coming off of a bit of a bear trend. So I don't know if that's sufficient news to warrant just jumping in, but as you can see, it's coming down, and I would have stopped out if I were to have actually a stop loss was sitting right there. I just don't know where I would put it. But a lot of times people are going to sell on the news. So it came to this level here. And that's why sometimes I'll also just do a bottom fishing exercise.
CVS, Charlie Victor Sandy on their conference call says operating income for PBM business will be down mid-single digits versus 2018.
This probably be more of a
That's Charlie
looking at
Victor
this level
Sandy.
right here as a place to get in with a stop around here. That's definitely a very rich stop. But one thing's for sure is that it's already extended down. If that news is really legitimate, it could definitely spike hard. So supposing I'm in this trade, well, see, I would say this as well, that if it really is good news, it should just take off. It should not be meandering around. So I'm going to put a tighter stop loss. Now that I see some evidence of action, if it doesn't really show itself to be strong,
Price spike up pen, ACET.
if it goes below here, I'm going to just get out. It's already showing, this is like a 200 moving average, this line here. This is VWAP, which I'm not going to go into explaining what these mean. If it goes below 378, let's say 377 even, just get out. It could be just a pump and dump, risking 7 cents on, let's say, 2,000 shares. It'd be $140 risk. All right, so we'll leave that one to simmer along. We'll see how that behaves. Let's go back to here. Okay, now
Price spike down in OMI.
OMI. Here's a case where bottom fishing could be of interest because 586 when it comes down to around
Price spike up in KNDI.
let's see. Okay, so now this is where it's going to retest this level again, and it could just go down. But with all the news, I don't think it's going to just dump. I wasn't thinking it would be. I'm thinking it's going to continue higher to around this level here. And I would be putting in some orders to short around here. But it just goes to show that there is advantage of getting in early on the news. So if this shows weakness, this could be a continuation of a short. All right, now
Price spike down in ADIL.
See, I got stopped out in theory. Okay, I'll just make a note. Loss. Okay, works. This thing is still showing weakness. Of course, it could be establishing a base. But, and so what I could do is, if it breaks $8, 780 long. Okay, so if it breaks that level, it could be a bit of a run. Or what you do is you go along here at this base with a stop. The only thing is, I'm guessing it could come down to here, but let's just say that I went short right there, and I'm going to put my stop this is definitely a loose liberal stop, but I think it's going to bounce off of this SMA line. Well, who's to say, you know? But if anything, I would add another order here with the same stop. So let's say that right now I'm long, and I'm going to say that it's going to come up and retest this. I'll just say right there. That's $1.10 upside. And I would sell a portion, let's say half of my 1,000 shares or so at this level. But the risk is I could lose $380 on 1,000 shares on this particular one. But because I'm thinking that this is going to be a test of this candle here, and this candle here is going to be a test of that level. And over here is pretty good support right here. I don't think it's going to blast right through it. If it does get to that point, that's why I would buy for a bounce. All right, so let's say I'm long right there. Let's have a look. Don't have anything going on here in theory, just by way of practicing or theorizing. So the CLSD definitely has people looking at it, a lot of shares traded, but so I could put an alert. I think I may have already put an alert.
President Trump tweeting now, California now wants to scale back their already failed fast train project by substantially shortening distance so that it no longer goes from LA to San Francisco. A different deal in record cost overruns send the federal government back the billions of dollars wasted.
So this was halted, and it's been halted for longer time. Don't know why. ADIL. Let's put this one down here. KNDI. Okay. Now you can see that it's fighting with this level. And that's why a lot of times
Price spike down in PBR.
and you can see how it's struggling here. So sometimes what is done is if you didn't get it over here, you can short from here. Well, you would have an order sitting just here, a couple cents below. That's 75. Yeah, let's just pick a number with a really tight stop of, let's say, right there. And if it fails to go higher from here, it's going to definitely dump. Of course, past performance is no indication of future performance. But what you're doing is you're taking risk of small amounts for a pretty sizable dump. Because if this one fails, it'll probably go past this and go down even further. But you would take some profit, around here. So let's keep an eye on that. This is all hypothetical at this point. But it has some strength. A lot of people staring at it, so it could definitely blast right on through this. And if you were to get in right here, because of it being so strong, and your short order did get tagged, then for a scalp, you can come back to around this level here for a 16-cent profit going down. It's always easy to theorize in hindsight, but that's how you get better at projecting the behavior of the stock. See, there it goes, and stopped out. But if I were just scalping for a quick scalp from this level, which it typically does, it's 15 cents in and out. But it still may not be over yet, because you have this level right here. Same principle. Same principle. And look at where it came down. 15 cents.
Price spike up in KNDI.
So when it hits these levels, it definitely does a bounce. Well, I shouldn't say that, because when it did hit this, it didn't. It went up from here to here.
ABIO, Arca Biopharma, getting another pop here, 97 cents, Alpha Bravo India, Oscar.
Oh yeah. Short.
Shares up about 150% now.
Okay, now this is the bread and butter. So let's just pretend that I have an order to short here, and I'm expecting it to dump from there down to around here. That's my guess. I'm going to guess it's going to come back down. Just go to 90. Okay. And the stop loss. It's going to either dump or it's not. So I'm looking at this price right here. It's pretty substantial, 105. And now you could take some profit at this level here, and then you could take some more profit around. When it's so strong, it's it may not just dump as hard as you'd like it to. So you might be a little conservative, perhaps. So I'll say you take 25% off at this point here, take some more off right there, and then you see how confident I am that it's going to dump from here. We'll see how reliable my judgment really is. Nice level for it to come down right there. This is kind of strategizing beforehand, and I would have, let's say, 10,000 shares. And if it goes up from there, I see this level here next, which is 128, right over here. 128. All right, we'll soon find out. Now I'm going to turn on this chat room, which is I'm getting in kind of late. This guy actually is very, very famous. Oops. Momentico. All right. Come on. This is the chat room. There's 1,400 people in this chat room. They're going to be discussing these gappers. And I'll be right back. Get some more coffee. I'm surprised he hasn't come on. All right. Normally he comes on. Market's about to open in about a few minutes, and so it'll get really hairy, really interesting when this happens. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. I'm long. Although it's not showing any real conviction just yet, it could definitely come down when the market opens.
Price spike up in MRAM, price spike down in KNDI.
So I'm looking to see where it might come down from. This is a level right here. It went past this right there. It went beyond that. The price is higher. It's gone higher. It's breaking out. Next level is 813. And so there's no news, good resistance. And so what I would do in theory is I would short right there with a tight stop. Let's just take that. It's so much easier when you're not putting real money into the trade, but it does allow you to test your theory. The 5 cent might be a little close for a stop.
Price spike down in BSBR.
But again, this is definitely a pretty substantial pivot point right there. Right there.
Price spike up in
815.
SUM.
See, that's the point right there, 815. So it could just pop its ugly head above it just by a few cents before it wants to go down. Ah, look at that. Look at that.
Large opening gap minus 1.31, minus 3.08%, 2.23 XATR. Large opening gap 3.74, 18.24%, 7.8 XATR. Large opening gap 2.57, 8.32%, 3.09 XATR. Large opening gap minus 3.03,
So,
minus
I really am
11.48%,
not making active
2.72
trades per se right now.
XATR. Large opening gap 4.87,
Okay.
6.42%, 6.05 XATR.
this
Large
to
opening gap 1.41,
bounce
19.18%,
right about
5.13 XATR. Large opening
This is a
gap
level
minus
to bounce. So
4.1,
I'm looking for a
minus
bounce right here.
6.95%, 2.18 XATR. Large opening gap 1.24, 11.71%,
I would
5.19
have an order here, and
XATR.
then I'd
Large
be
opening
buying
gap
more right here for a
2.41,
bounce off of
8.76%,
this
4.16
level right here. So we'll see where that winds
XATR.
up.
Large opening gap minus 1.19, minus
This one right
7.19%,
here is continuing
3.11
some
XATR. Option activity
downside.
in GME. Option activity
And
in
because this
CCI.
showed
Option
weakness right
activity
here,
in CCI. Option
whoever
activity in
shorted at this
AMTD.
point right
Large
here
opening
made a
gap
good call.
0.34, 3.74%,
This one is
2.19
still halted.
XATR. Option activity in MDLZ. Price spike down in CODI. Large opening gap 0.19, 6.03%, 4.74 XATR. Large opening gap minus 2.67, minus 7.09%, 2.61 XATR.
Okay,
Large
so
opening gap 0.64,
obviously you can see it shorting.
5.98%,
The trick here
2.39
is the amount
XATR.
of
Large
stop
opening gap
loss do I
0.355,
give it.
1.51%, 2.11 XATR. Price
This
spike
thing
up
went up.
in GRMN. Option activity in
I would
AMTD.
have had to have had like a 10-cent stop loss.
Option activity in FCX. Large opening gap
But in
minus
my theory,
3.05,
I got
minus
stopped out. I had the idea, it's
6.34%,
just a little
5.4
too
XATR. New high of
close.
23.62. New
Let's
high
just
of
assume that I did put the right stop.
23.67.
Where's it
New
going to
high of
go?
23.63. New high of
You want to look and see where the levels go.
23.6381. New high of 23.64. New high of 23.66. New high of 166.16. New high of 23.65. New high of 166.17. New high of 166.2. Large opening gap minus 3.56, minus
This could be annoying here, but
9.9%, 3.49 XATR. Option activity in FCX. Option
see.
activity in INTC. Option activity in CAT. Option activity in MU. Price spike up in HMSY.
Looking to see where this thing bounces. This could just be, it could either be bouncing or going to look for a continuation down.
Price spike
It's
down
pretty
in
good volume, right?
USAU.
Good strength, but I'm thinking it could still come down further.
Option activity
Wow.
in
Look at
TSLA.
that. Well, at least this level is good.
Option activity in DBX. Option activity in CZR.
Wow. That's amazing.
Option activity in MU. Option
see.
activity in PSTG. Option activity in KEYS. Option activity in MLCO.
Let's see. Actually,
Option
it's showing,
activity in ABBV.
it's showing weakness right here, actually. You see how it's,
Option activity in UBS.
I'm a little shy of getting in on this one.
Option activity in KHC. Option activity in ABBV. Option activity in KEYS.
Let's
Price
see.
spike up in TXRH. New high of 52.48.
Okay, so I did expect a short.
Option activity in ZNGA. Option activity in
So what's happening here
NFLX.
is my stop. Okay, so
Option
when it
activity in
didn't hit
FCEAU. Price spike up in BDC.
this level, like I'm looking over here at this level. It went right through it, but then it went higher, and it showed right here it couldn't go any higher. Couldn't go any higher.
Option activity in KEYS.
Okay. Now you look at these high of day momentum scanners and these alerts, and you can see
Option activity in F.
opportunities arrive, but that typically involves either jumping right in. See, and this was already noted earlier. Look at that. Stopped out.
New high of 30.04.
No news.
Option activity in TOT. Option activity in MU.
20 cents.
Option activity in F.
I'm still looking for this thing to go south.
New high of 18.19. New high of 18.2. Option activity in AAPL.
Okay, so this is the big debate.
Price spike down in CUR.
Sometimes these spike downs can be,
Option activity in BABA. Option activity in SNAP.
and you can buy at the bottom.
Price spike up in KNDI.
Okay, now this is where I'm very curious. It definitely is going to the moon. Look at that.
Option activity in UBS.
Look at that. You see what's happening? It's bumping into this right here. Let's see if it just blasts right through it, or this is another short right here.
Option activity in GOT. Option activity in FB.
See how it's dumping? If you had your order sitting in just below this level right there, 839. So if you had an order sitting in a couple of points below that, a couple of cents below that, which easy to see right now, but so you'd be in right here. And it has some upward momentum, but where's it going to go? It's going to come back to right around here, is my guess. And you'd have a stop. I've been really close on my stops, but it's kind of hard to time the top of these.
Option activity in AEM.
Let's just have a look and see how that behaves. All you can do is go by support and resistance, but this has some pretty good news. So it's, I'm going against the trend, whereas I should be looking for dips to buy into, like I could theoretically wait for it to dip to around
New high of 25.1201. New high of 25.13. New high of 25.139. New high of 25.14. New high of 25.1401. New high of 25.146. New high of 105.8. New high of 105.83. New high of 105.81. New high of 105.85. Option activity in CL.
it sure is fighting.
Option activity in AAPL. Option activity in
A lot of
KNX.
action. There you go.
Price spike up in CET.
I'm guessing it's going to come down to here or here.
Option
But at
activity
this
in
point, what you do is you would
AAPL.
reduce your stop loss to break even, so you would not lose if it comes back against you. But you do have a target of maybe 801 might be it, just because there's so much momentum there. Let's see if it hits 801. Just 1 penny above the whole dollar. Boom. So you'd sell a portion, let's say half or 25% on that round.
Option activity in SNAP.
And then you would sell some more. Where? You can sell some more. Because there's so much strength. Maybe you can sell some more at
Option
86.
activity in SYF.
25% more.
Option activity in LUV. Option activity in LUV. New high of 3.6083. New high of 3.61. New high of 3.63. New high of 3.6493. New high of 3.6223.
Okay.
New high of 32.2808. New high of 32.3. New high of 32.299. New high of 32.31. New high of 32.33. Price spike down in CNDT.
Now, this is interesting because so I don't know that it actually. Yeah, I got my
Option
first
activity in BZUN.
got my first fill.
Option
sell at
activity in
25%.
JD.
I'm still holding 75% in theory of the remaining, let's say 1,000 shares. And if it were to break above this level right here, let's say 831, probably sell the rest. Well, the thing is, a lot of times it will come back up and just tag this again and then continue further down. So I probably should not have this tight of a stop loss. I should give it like 1 or 2 cents.
Option activity in
Because it could come
JD.
back up and tag it a penny or two above it and then continue further down. It won't just go straight down. And so more people are piling with shorts coming in here because they see that
Option
this
activity in
wick right here
CF.
couldn't
Option
go higher.
activity in JD.
So people are going to add to their short position, I guess. And it's going to probably come down lower. So let's see what else is going on.
Price spike up in IOSP.
Okay, so what happened here? Did I get stopped out altogether?
New high of 61.8699. New high of 61.87. New high of 61.88. New high of 61.99. New high of 62.46. New high of 62.4. New high of 62.225. New high of 62.47. New high of 62.51.
So the deal is, if I had the right idea, this is why I like bottom
Option
fishing.
activity in MU.
Let's just see where it came down to.
New high of 70.6645. New high of 70.67. New high of 71.1499. New high of 71.06. Option activity in
The
MRO.
thing is, this is showing
Option activity in
bearish
MRO. New high of
signs.
19.02. New high
This
of
is gonna come down
19.03.
again, I
New
think.
high of 19.04. New high of 19.07. New high of 19.11. New high of 19.1. Option activity in CVS. Option activity in CLF.
All right, let's see if we're going to get our second target. Yeah, this is sad. I said short. I got in a little bit too early.
Option activity in
Or
GM.
my
New
stop is
high
too
of
close.
8.41. New high of 8.66. New high of 8.47. New high of 8.52.
I'm looking at these levels right. So actually, this
New
is
high of
where I should have had my
92.99.
short
New high of
sitting
93.05.
right
New high of
there.
93.0. New high of
Right there.
93.025. Option activity in GM. Option activity in
That's the short spot
HCAR.
right there. And so that would have been
Option activity in JD. Option activity in EBAY.
well, actually right there.
Option activity in BMY.
Okay. So look at this. It's a dollar move. Okay. Let's have a look and see what's going on. I don't care about that one. Okay.
New high of 79.35.
So-
New high of 79.4. New high of 79.43. New high of 79.436. New high of
This is when the news came in.
7.1775. New high of
And it was sitting there, not
7.18.
moving.
Option activity in EBAY. New high of 7.2. New high of 7.2073. New high of 7.21. New high of 79.439. Option activity in UNIT.
So buying on the news when it first came out, you'd have to give it some room, obviously. And this is a very cheap stock. Let's say that I had 20,000 shares. I would be stopped out on this one. But if I had bought on the news when it first came out,
Option activity in
It's up at
INFN.
7
Option
cents.
activity in JEC.
the thing is, pre-market, you have to babysit. And when it first comes out, you don't know which way it's going to look at how it's dumped so far down. So it's
Option
difficult
activity
to
in
buy
VALE.
anything
Option
just
activity in
yet
C.
until you see some evidence. And then once it began to move up, I was taking the chance of it shorting because of, I forget it was some level here. Let's see. Yeah, I was looking at this level over here as being 34,
Option activity in OLN.
34-ish.
Option activity in PCG.
That's how that one played out.
New high of 20.39. New high of 20.43. Option activity in BAC. New high of 20.5. New high of
Okay, so Tesla
20.71. Option activity in KO.
came down, but it only came down to this level here. That's why you would take a portion of your position and sell it, and then when the rest
New high of 182.81. New high of 182.82. New high of 182.83. New high of 182.87. New high of 182.9. New high of 182.88. Option activity in PCG.
okay, so we were curious about where this would come down to, and I had pegged this level, which this is showing some strength
Option activity in
here.
KO.
So either it'll curl up or continue the downward momentum until it gets to
Option
here. So I'm
activity
just
in
going to watch it.
DE. Option activity in AMD.
Okay. This was just a report. And just curious how it behaves.
Option activity in JPM.
Now PCG is a one that I've traded before. I'm going to see what's going on. Wow.
Option activity in INTC.
See how it came way down to around this level before it went higher?
Option activity in BIDU.
So now what happens, I find, is taking from here to here
New high of 50.03.
to about there. Now a lot of times
Option activity
you can
in
short from
GOLD.
here down back to this level here-ish, and with a stop loss up here. Let's just see
Option activity in
what
IQ.
happens. Because there's a channel, you see how it came down, came up, came down, but since it's showing a lot of action at that level, it may want to blast right on through there. So may not be, especially since this is a second attempt. You see that? And maybe even a third attempt. Now if it fails this, okay,
Option
so I'd
activity
be
in
out.
PCG.
So that would not be, when you see that much
Option
action
activity in
hanging out,
LUV.
you see how
Option
over
activity
here,
in INTC.
once this level was established, it came down and bounced, came back up and bounced down. But now on this one right here, it had
Option
more
activity in
momentum,
GS.
strength building to blast out of there. So that would not be a time to try that again, because it's tried it a few times. Now it's going to either, you know, break out. Let's see.
Option activity in IQ. Option activity in T.
Now you can make the argument that, let's see. Let's see. Look at this. This is another, looks like it's getting close to a short. Whenever you see this double top like this,
Option activity in FITB.
a lot of times you can short somewhere around here. So like somebody shorted.
Option activity in
somebody shorted
CNCSA. Option activity in
here.
CNCSA.
With a stop just above it, let's say. If you can time it, but I mean it's
Price spike up in
so we have a
KNDI.
range of 7 cents. I'm going to just give this a little bit more room. Let's say 8 cents. Because when it comes down pretty good. It comes down pretty good. Nice profit. But you do risk this level.
New high of 58.975. New high of 58.98. New high of 59.015. New high of 58.99. New high of 59.0. New high of 59.01. New high of 59.04. New high of 59.02. New high of 59.035. New high of 59.03. Option activity in RIG. Option activity in GM.
I don't have my squawker turned on. Okay. So let me just, at this point, I'm just
Option activity in KO.
strategizing. It's so much more pleasant when you're not actually trading. Okay, so we learned a lesson on this one that the
New high of 159.54. New high of 159.55. New high of 159.57. New high of 159.59. New high of 159.58. New high of 182.61. New high of 182.65. New high of 182.62. New high of 182.66. New high of 182.67.
say it's going to go at least
New
to
high
around
of
there.
43.99. New high of 43.98. New high of 44.0. New high of 44.01. New high of 43.96. New high of 44.02. New high of 44.03. New high of 44.04. New high of 159.6. New high of 159.61. Option activity in TSLA. Option activity in SNAP.
And then nice
Option
whole
activity
number.
in EOG.
And then it would come back down to, these are little scalp ideas, but what you can do is if you were to, you know, the thing is there's no real news on this, and so it's just basically a pure pattern. But also I should mention that I am in a bit of a near-term bull
New high of 47.08. New high of 47.12. New high of 47.205. New high of
it's double
47.22.
topping a little bit. See
New
right
high of
here is double topping.
22.145. New high of
It could still come back
22.15.
down.
New high of 22.16.
So
New high of
supposing
22.17.
you
New high of
put a short
22.18.
right there
New
with a
high of
very tight stop.
47.09.
Right there. Let's just see. You see how it's kind of double topping right there? So when you're near the top of the other top, when you're near the other top, and it's spurted up,
New high of 23.0199. New high of
you can have a much tighter
23.02.
stop
New
loss.
high of
Because if it breaks
23.01.
the
New
top of
high of
this wick,
23.04.
No
New high
U.S.
of
economic data coming up at 10.
23.03. Option
Coming up
activity
at 2
in
p.m.
breaks that
FOMC
VIS.
meeting
Option
minutes
activity
and
in
4:30 the API
KNX.
weekly
Let's
crude
do
and
that.
gasoline stocks.
So let's
New
just
high
see
of
if this double
248.82.
tops.
New high of 248.9.
Double
New high
tops,
of
it'll come right down.
248.86.
And it's pretty extended. It really hasn't come down yet. It hasn't really come down yet for a pullback. And even though it's got upward momentum, it hasn't done any kind of a pullback yet. And this is an initial sign that it could pull back. Showing some weakness right there. So let's just pretend. Now, again, when it gets up, if it gets past this, I'm looking again.
New high of 17.02. Option activity in WMT.
The only thing is
New high of
you should
17.025.
theoretically
New high of
go with the trend.
17.0299. New high
But
of
I have been finding some success
17.03. New high of
trying to
57.36.
determine
New
when
high
it's
of
going to likely pull
57.37.
back.
New high of 57.38. New high of 57.39.
And
New high of
you have some risk.
57.4. Option activity in WMT. Option activity in
When
ELAN.
you get it right, it's pretty lucrative.
New high of 284.815. New high of 284.84. New high of 284.83. New high of 284.87. New high of 284.88. New high of 284.9. New high of 284.95. New high of 284.9596. New high of 284.96. New high of 26.5. Option activity in ELAN.
Rid of this one here. So let's see what yesterday's
Option
stocks
activity in SFM.
are looking like. Let's go to the
Option activity in TRGP.
looking at levels. It's in a bit of a trading range. Okay, so this is another strategy where you, again, you see a bit of a channel.
New high of 44.25. New high of 44.27. New high of 44.28. New high of 44.3. New high of 44.29. New high of 44.31. New high of 4.16. New high of 4.17. New high of 4.19. New high of 4.18. Option activity in KO.
Shares of Apple at the high of the day. Alfalfa Papa Lima up
Option
$1.33 at
activity in
127.29. That's AAPL.
Come back and look at that.
Option activity in LSCC. Option activity in PBR.
LSCC, Lima Sandy Charlie Charlie Lattice Semiconductor. Shares popping here. Seeing activity March 12.5 call sweep. That's LSCC, Lima Sandy Charlie Charlie.
Wow. Wow. Dang. This is going ballistic. Wow. You have a bit of a double top going on right there, but
House Ways and Means panel to hold February 27th panel on U.S.-China trade.
when it first pops
Trade
like
Rep
that, you're
Lighthizer
looking,
to
okay, can
testify
I short
that
it?
in
Can I
a
short it?
statement.
Because when it comes up hard,
Update of an earlier report.
it's usually the perfect short opportunity.
Option activity in MU.
So that happened just a moment ago. Let's just imagine that, because it looked rather extended. So when that first announcement comes out, you could have a tight stop, but it's definitely way extended.
New high of 28.7. New high of 28.705. New high of 28.71. New high of 28.74. Price spike up pen. WHLR. New high of 105.0. New high of 105.02. New high of 105.03. New high of 105.06. New high of 105.13. Option activity in ROKU. Price spike up pen. SJM.
Well,
SJM, JM Smucker popping here. Sandy Juliet Michael.
So you can see that
New high of
it did
55.39.
down.
New high of
It's no guarantee it's going
55.41.
to
New high of
continue coming down.
55.43.
But what
New
I
high
would
of
do here, since I'm already
55.47.
in
New
profit,
high of
theoretically, is I would go ahead
Random
and
smoker hitting a high of
bring it up
55.4399. New
to
high of
break even.
55.48. New high of
So at least I won't
55.49.
lose.
New
I
high
will
of
not lose on the trade
30.02.
if
New
it
high of
does come back like
30.03.
it's
New high
perhaps
of
going to do right now.
30.0. Option activity in ETM.
But the point being is, look at how extended it is. Just, and the news could warrant it, but it's got to come back to some extent. A bit of a pullback.
Option activity in KLAC.
This is a double. See these two daily candles.
Option activity
got
in
3 of them.
WMT.
This
Option
is a perfect
activity
spot
in
to short,
CF.
actually. I mean, it's really a great spot to short. If you're gonna short, that's and get in early.
New high of 5.2299.
That is a
New high of
prime spot.
5.22. New high of 5.2499.
in.
New high of 5.25. New high of
Yeah, break even,
5.26.
so
New
I
high of
moved that down.
5.32. New high of 5.3.
So let's just see
New
what
high
that
of
one does. Looking at
5.28.
where it
New
could
high
come
of
down to.
5.33. New high of 5.27. Option activity in
If this thing
LUV.
does
Option
a little
activity
bit of
in
a correction,
TSLA.
it could come down to 1109. Let's see. 1109. Wow. I'm thinking it could do come down to around here. Let's just see. It's got to come down at some point, and this is if it breaks above this, it's gonna go
New high
parabolic.
of
It's gonna definitely
172.34. New high of
blast to new highs.
172.33. New
In
high of
fact,
172.35. New high of
let's have a look at this.
172.36. New high of
Let's have a look at this.
172.3699.
Let's
New
take
high
a
of
look at this.
172.37. New high of
So big
172.3722.
picture
New high of
perspective.
172.38. New high of
So what do you
172.39.
have?
New high of 172.395. Option activity in IQ. Option activity in PVTL. Option activity in ENDP. Option activity in AKS.
Well, I'm definitely getting in. This candle right here has me curious, 1173, and for that reason, it could be that I should have my stop 1173.
New high of 81.49.
And I
New
just
high of
well, I'm
81.6. New high of
basically at break even
81.5. New
because,
high of
but
81.61.
then
New high
again,
of 81.63.
73
New
was a
high of
number.
81.64. New high of 81.65. New high of
I'm gonna try again.
81.67.
I'd
New high
break
of
even, on this one.
81.7. New high of 81.71.
But I'm looking at this guy right here, 73.
New high of 33.35. New high of 33.36. New high of 33.37. New high of 33.38. New high of 33.39. New high of 33.4. Option activity in KO. Option
So I'm break even
activity
on
in
this one.
GE.
Now I want to see if I can catch it at this level here. If it does come up to here, it could be that my stop was a little bit too narrow, and it would just dump from here. Let's see. Looks like it came up 4 cents. Okay, so I done good. I got out, no loss. Now I'm looking at this 1173 level.
Option activity in GE.
That was actually a
Option
pre-market
activity in GE.
level. 1173. All right, well, we'll just watch that one. So this is LS.
New high of 119.59. New high of 119.6. New high of 119.61. New high of 119.62. New high of 30.18. New high of 30.2. New high of 30.21. New high of 30.19. New high of 30.22. New high of 30.23. Price spike down in KNDI. Option activity in FCX.
Okay, so we have a mover looking for the short. $257. I'm gonna go short.
New high of 160.232. New high of 160.24.
260. You see how that
SJM,
level
JM
right
Smucker
there?
presenting today
Let's see.
at CAGNY conference. Sandy, Juliet, Michael.
I'm gonna go short on this one.
Company says net sales gross margin and adjusted earnings for back half of the fiscal year remain in line with our previous expectations. Expect FY adjusted earnings in line
New
with
high of
guidance in the range of $8 to $8.20.
New high of
That from the CAGNY
49.4601.
conference.
New high of
Sandy,
49.47.
Juliet,
New
Michael.
high of
So this one
49.4743. New high of
was
49.48.
intended to be a long, but my stop was a little bit too close. So I technically lost on that one.
New high of 69.61. New high of 69.6. New high of 69.63. New high of
And this one, I
69.65.
never got in.
Option activity in FNSR.
I did intend to short, which would have been profitable. I didn't actually take a short.
Price spike down in BSGM.
And if I did,
Option
it would have been
activity
a take
in
profit
AMRN.
somewhere, and then a break even
Option activity in
remaining.
WMT.
But you can see how right here it's topping off and then pulling back. Again, this is when I want to have a short to go down to around this level, and then our stop, could be, something like that. It's easier to see it when it's already done, but it did go higher by about 2 cents. It's a very, very cheap stock, and so 2 cents is a big deal.
New high of 77.07.
So
New
what you
high
would
of
do is you would
77.08. New high of 77.089. New high of
But now if you're in a bull run,
77.18. New high of
you see
77.1907. New high of
example of potential of
37.51.
this
New
thing
high of
starting to curl up.
37.54. New high of 37.55.
This
New high
could
of
be a part
37.59.
where
New high
somewhere
of
around here is when you would
30.5.
buy to go long, and a lot of people do that. They buy around these levels to continue going higher.
Option activity in
The fact
MU.
that this wick broke above this high is a measure of strength, although it didn't close higher. It closed higher than this level, so that's pretty bullish. But in this short scenario, would basically short and take some 25% and sell it, and then look for another. So you'd have some sold right there, and then you'd have another take profit somewhere around here, and then you'd maybe take more around here, maybe around here somewhere. A lot of times you can just use the dailies to give an idea of what levels would be worth shooting for. like around
New
here.
high of 24.52. New high of 24.51. New high of 24.53. New high of 24.54. Option activity in GOLD.
Okay, again, this is the same thing I had mentioned.
New high of
where
160.33. New high of 160.35. New high of 160.36. New high of 160.37. New high of 160.39. New high of 48.7925.
So
Option activity in CQP.
it's a little, this is the tricky part, is to gauge how tight to make your stop. Because you're trying to, you're thinking it's going to go short.
Option activity in FB.
So I'm going to say loss because this is how I learned. Because my stop was too close. I forget where I put it. Somewhere around
New
there.
high of 419.9. New high of 419.95. New high of 420.0. New high of 420.05.
Okay, that's
New
holding
high
up
of
pretty good.
420.01. Option activity in AAPL.
PCG. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so that was a good call so far. And I have it's coming back to try to retest it again. So that would argue in favor of where should I have taken my initial profit. Let's say 25%. Looking at these levels. This level here. Here. So the first profit would be probably right about there.
Option activity in FCX.
And then
Letter W, Wayfair
And then
New
you
Short
would-
Ideas, 60%
then you would
downside at
break
Hedge
it
Eye.
down to
That's letter W.
break even, so that you'd at least make your 25% profit on 25%, and then you'd take the next target. I'm looking at the
Wayfair
daily
hitting low 119.89.
one.
89.
New high of 34.95. New high of 34.96.
And then remember, there's a channel going on here. Let's see.
New high of 79.84. New high of 79.85.
Let's just assume that's the channel. Just pick that. It's not rocket science here. So I would say it will come back down and retest this level.
Option activity in an FLX.
Take some more profit right there. And then the rest would be a home run if it dumped below that level there. Okay, so we are short. This one is short. Solo. So what was I thinking here?
New high of 44.725. New high of 44.74. New high
Yeah,
of
I'm thinking-
44.75.
Since I-
New high of 44.76.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that it may come down.
SJM, JM Smucker says this fiscal year company to spend more than 7% of net sales in marketing. That again coming from the CAGNY
That might come
conference.
down and test, bounce off of
Sandy,
that.
Juliet, Michael.
Option activity in QCOM. Option activity in FCX. New high of 48.02. New high of 48.04. New high of 48.06. New high of 48.05. New high of 48.07. New high of 48.08.
FLR, Floor Corp awarded engineering, procurement, and construction of Halliburton Specialty Chemicals Manufacturing reaction plant in Saudi Arabia. That's Foxtrot Lima Romeo, FLR. No terms disclosed on that
Option activity in
contract.
BLMN.
So it's a big company, and it's interesting, the news right
Option
here.
activity in GILD.
A lot of times they time the news in I'm thinking this could go short. And I mean, this is always dicey, but just got news, and you can
Option activity
short
in
there
DAL.
with a tight stop.
Option activity in EA.
Let me just see what happens.
Option activity in KNX. Option activity in GM. Option activity in YPF.
Because of it being
New high of 81.93. New high of 81.9399. New high of 81.94. New high of 81.95. New high of 81.9738. New high of 81.97. New high of 81.9725. Option activity in UNIT. New high of 82.01. New high of 82.04. New high of 82.08.
okay, so
Option activity in VKTX.
3860.
Option activity in ET.
38. I'm looking at these levels right there. This is a weekly chart. I'm looking for where we have resistance. 3860.
Option activity in OPK.
Actually it could actually come back
Option
up
activity in WRK.
to test 3850.
New high of 25.68. New high of 25.69. New high of 25.7169. New high of 25.6999. New high of 25.6916. New high of 25.7. New high of 25.7112. New high of 25.72. New high of 25.73. New high of 25.719. Option activity in ET. Option activity in NUVA.
So at this point, I don't want to lose, so it's going to be break even if it comes back up against me. So now my first take profit would be around
EIA, crude and gasoline data normally out on Wednesdays at 10:30 a.m. will be released on Thursday at 10:30 due to the President's Day holiday this week. The API data normally on Tuesday will be released this
New high
afternoon
of
at 4:30.
62.06. New high of 62.072. New high of 62.0808. New high of 62.0865.
Letter W, Wayfair shares
Option
pulling back here
activity
now,
in
118.90 on that hedge eye short. That's letter W.
Oof, this is
Option activity
this
in
could run.
APL.
This could run. This could run.
New high of
Well, actually, there was
82.2.
up
New
against
high of
the
82.25. New high of
moving average.
82.27. New high of 82.24. New high of 82.3. New high of
This is
82.28. New high of 82.31. New high of 82.33. New high of 82.36. New high
it
of
looks like it can run,
82.34. Option
but it's so
activity in
close to the
QCOM.
resistance level. It wants to bounce back normally from here. So my upside is rather tight. Anyway, I'm not sure I should touch this one, but I'll be watching it.
Option activity
I'll
in
make a
EA.
marker where I saw it.
Option
was
activity
looking to
in
go
VVN. New high of 82.42. New high of 82.4. New high of 82.43. New high of 82.44. New high of 82.45. New high of 82.46. New high of 82.48. New high of 82.5. New high of 82.51. New high of
I'm not taking this. This is just
82.52. Option
experiment.
activity in
I'm looking
FCX.
for
Price spike up in KNDI.
wow. If it breaks this line here, it would definitely want to go up fast. So that's why I'm kind of leaning toward taking it. It's just that once it gets past that first level, and apparently there's some news that people like.
Option activity in
So
CAT.
let's say that we go long on this one, and the first take profit would be well, that's a lot of.
Option activity in NIO. New high of 82.13.
That's
New high of
63.75.
82.15. New high of 82.21. New high of 82.22.
See if
New
that
high of
holds.
82.29. New high of 82.355. Option activity in
Okay.
NVDA. Option activity in MU. New high of 119.9. New high of 119.92. New high of
We're still in the trade
119.91.
on
New high of
KIND.
119.93. Option
We got
activity in KO.
our first
New high of
take profit.
172.99. New high of
We got our
173.01.
first
New
take
high of
profit, our second take profit,
173.0. New high of 173.02. Option
and now we're
activity in
looking for.
RCII. Option activity in
Now, right about
PEP.
now, you could arguably short with a tight stop because of this level right here.
Option activity in TSLA.
Let's see. Let's just see. If it breaks this, then it's going to go higher, but it's looking like it's got some strength. If it fails this
Option
level right here,
activity in PEP.
it's going to definitely come down.
J.M. Smucker, executive, says we expect to grow our Uncrustables business to over $500 million in the next 4 years. That again from
If
the
this
Capital
fails,
Option
which is
activity in
showing
CTRP. New high of
some weakness, but it could
173.18.
shares of Apple at the
New
high
high
of
of
the day, 173.20. Alpha
173.1799.
Papa
New high
Lima.
of 173.19. New high of 173.2. New high of
Okay, so what was that?
173.199. New high of
So we have
173.1922.
our
New high
first
of 173.2048.
take
New
profit
high of
reached here.
173.2099. Option activity in KO. New high of 48.99. New high of 49.0. New high of
Apple's running.
173.26. New high of
Okay, so this
173.27.
is
New high of
holding.
173.28. New high of 173.29. New high of 173.279.
So the idea was correct. It's come down to test this level
Option
in this
activity in
channel.
AAPL.
So we have a tight stop. We have this level right there.
Option activity in MU.
Nigeria's president considering
New
reducing
high
oil
of
output for higher
22.47. New high
prices.
of 22.46. New high of 22.4792. New high of 22.4799.
So we'll leave
New
this
high
one
of 22.48. New
where
high of
our
102.0. New high of 102.02. New high of 102.1. New high of 102.11. New high of 83.49.
Crude moving higher, 56.69.
So you can see how it came down, but
Price spike up pen, BDC.
how would that have been managed better?
Option activity in ITGR.
It's a whole dollar is a psychological level. $1. They couldn't reach it. That's important to note.
Option activity in INTC.
So it broke below the $1 and came down.
New high of 30.85. New high of 30.86. New high of 30.94. New high of 30.9599. New high of 30.9999. New high of 31.0. Option activity in TXRH. Option activity in NIO.
I don't forget if I actually I have written here short question mark. No. Oh, FDA news. So that's where the news came out right here. And it came up to what level?
Option activity in NIO.
J.M.
New high
Smucker
of
said companies' near-term earnings
37.79.
growth
New
below our
high of
long-term expectations.
37.82. New high of
That again from the CAGNY
37.84.
conference.
New
Sandy,
high of
Julie, and Michael.
37.85.
Okay. Sky. This one was a big trader a few days ago, but now it's sort of
New high of 53.93. New high of 53.99. New high of 53.96. New high of 54.05. New high of 37.87. New high of 37.88. Option activity in
possibility
ATRC.
to break out. Hmm. 127. So it's in a bit of a channel. Let's see. It's nice to basically try to project what you think based on news, based on the trend. You had a serious bull run, but it got rather extended. Although there was some good news, it's going to come back and settle down to some extent. And I'm looking at this level right here.
New high of 8.38. New high of 8.39. New high of
And so I'm going to
8.4. New
guess,
high of 8.45.
since
New
that
high
is
of
such a major
8.44.
level
New high of
right
8.43.
here,
Option activity in NIO.
here, and here, I'm gonna project it's gonna come back down.
New high of 78.04. New high of 78.06. New high of 78.07. New high of 78.075.
Also, let me just do this. $108.
New high of 49.8399. New high of 49.84. New high of 49.85. New high of 49.86. New high of 49.865. New high of 49.87. New high of 49.88. New high of 49.89. New high of 49.9. New high of 19.47.
Skies. SKYS. All right. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. This filming,
New high of
2.5 hours basically, almost 3 hours.
28.915. New high of 28.92. New high of 28.93. New high of 28.95. New high of 28.96. New high of 61.52. New high of 61.53. New high of 61.54.
Shares of NEO popping
New high
here
of
to the high,
$61.56. Option activity in
November
MU.
India
New
Oscar.
high of 38.745.
So if I'm wrong, I'm not gonna lose, but I'm doing good on this short. And I don't know why I don't have a target yet for my first take profit. Well, I'm going to say it could come down. That'll come down to the daily open. Let's try that to start off with.
New high of 188.6. New high of 188.61. New high of 188.63. New high of 188.62. Option activity in US.
And then if it comes down to the next batch. Take it from here. And the rest we just let it run.
New high of
But at least,
188.64. New high of 188.65. Option activity in
This one's still doing good.
CSCO. New high of
First target is reached.
188.66.
Second
New
target
high of
should have been actually,
188.68. New high of
perhaps you could argue this
188.69.
should
New
be
high of 188.7.
at the
Option
open.
activity
That's
in the
actually a
ABA.
place where it typically will. I'm going to go ahead and take more profit right here.
Option activity in US.
And then I would take more profit right here. Well, let's say right here and let the rest run.
Venezuelan authorities reopen maritime border with Dutch Antilles Islands,
loss.
according to regional military
Option
second
activity
in
in the
command.
ABA.
Okay.
Option activity in MU. Option activity in ET. Option activity in
Okay,
X.
so we have some guys expecting this to drop. You can't always go by that. But this is a good trade. This is good. Let's see. Got stepped out on that one.
SJM, JM Smucker says
loss.
divested businesses to have impact of 25 cents per share in FY 2020.
Okay, of interest, we have a... No, not so. Okay. So,
New high of
this one is,
106.29. New high of
break even.
106.33.
Blackstone's
New
Byron
high of
Wien says expects no Fed rate hike in
106.44. New high of
2019. That on
106.38.
CNBC.
New high of 106.43.
How's this one holding up? Okay. So we have basically two of our targets reached, and then the remaining was break even. So I would call that a win.
New high of 106.72. New high of 106.81. New high of 106.82.
Smucker
New
shares
high of
now popping to the high.
106.79. New high of
106.91.
So we have
106.91.
a
Juliet
win on
Michael.
this one.
New high of 111.02. New high of 111.0. New high of
Okay, so on this one,
111.03.
I forgot
New
what
high of 111.04. New high of 111.05.
oh yeah, this was a break even. I don't think that I just had a 1 penny
Option activity in BAC.
stop loss.
New high of 278.34. New high of 278.36. New high of 278.35. New high of 278.37. Option activity in GE. Option activity in MLCO. Option activity in NIO.
Somehow I think that I made it break even. No, because I didn't reach that level yet where I would do that. I don't somehow think I just gave it a 1 penny stop loss. So, why do I have that?
New high of 189.04. New
Well,
high
let's
of
just flush or flub.
189.08.
I'm
New
gonna
high of
just give it one more penny.
189.06. New high of 189.1. New high of
So technically we're still
189.09.
short.
New high of 189.12. New high of
Short. This is doing well.
189.13. New high of 189.15. New high of
This is doing well.
189.17.
Spanish
New high of
foreign minister says Brexit accord is being
189.19.
hammered
Option
out.
Okay, now at
activity
this
in
point,
ECB.
Bloomberg.
Price
I
spike
go
up
to
in
break even.
CMTA.
Let's see. It could come back down below to 62.02. Let me just. $62, 61.99. Give it a little bit more room for it to come back before it goes higher.
J.M. Smucker says
New
expect
high of
peanut butter price
34.0.
decline and divestiture
New
of
high
U.S.
of
baking business to
34.01. New
negatively
high of
impact FY
34.02.
2020
New high of
outlook.
34.03. Option
Expect
activity
pet
in
price
GME.
increase and innovation to
Yeah, I'm gonna stay
positively
Option
there.
impact
activity in
FY
FCX.
2020 outlook. That's SJM.
Okay, so here we go.
New high of 43.24.
Technically, I'm
New high
stopped
of
out.
43.25. New high of 43.23. New high of 43.235. New high of 43.26.
And I will say something that
Price
I'm
spike
not
up in
I'm not correctly
AXNX.
managing. If it's below this
Option
200
activity in
moving average,
MLCO.
I don't want to
New
go
high of
long.
65.55.
That's going against
New
the
high of
trend. The trend is bearish right now, and I'm trying to
65.56.
go
New
long.
high of 65.58. New high of
I should not do that.
65.57. New high of 65.59. Price
Although
spike down in
I do see a
RARE.
channel.
Option activity in
Either
MU.
I'm too tight on the stop loss, or it's going to dump from here. So I'm going to technically call this a loss.
Option activity in EA.
Okay, this one right here, I didn't really take an action. I was expecting it to reach up to here, and it didn't. So if anything else, I would say that I lost on this one.
Option activity in FCX.
These are all small losses, but they are what they are.
Option activity in GM.
Short. Well, I have a question mark, but I am short. And I reached on one I had lost, and then I don't know if I took this where I was just extrapolating. I probably did take this short, though. Anyway, we're still playing, so we'll just call this a win.
New high of 24.14. New high of 24.1499. New high of 24.15. New high of 24.155. New high of 24.1599.
I put this here so that
New high of 55.77. New high of 55.775. New high of 55.78. New high of 55.79.
my
New high of
stops are a little bit too
88.975.
tight.
Option activity in MU.
I'm kind of guessing it right as far as going short, but my stop is a little bit too tight.
New high of
So I'm going to call this a loss because
84.0.
technically
New
it would
high
have
of
been a loss, but I did have the right
84.01. New
idea.
high of 84.02. New high of
These are all small losses.
84.0299.
What I'm
New
missing
high
out
of
on some good wins.
84.04. New high of 84.05. New high of 101.41. New high of 101.43. New high of 101.48. New high of 101.51.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and call it here. This kind of gives a sense of we have some wins and we have some losses. The losses are supposed to be small. The wins are supposed to give you more. I didn't add up anything per se, just to kind of illustrate
Option activity in AMD.
the small losses compared to the bigger wins is the idea.
Option activity in MU.
Probably the takeaway of this is the KIND. Because, oh, looky here. Oh yeah, already, but it's reaching this target level here.
Option activity in BABA.
And let's just imagine that I had also, well, I did have a stop there. Now where's it going to go? It's breaking all-time highs.
Option activity in AAPL.
All-time highs.
Trading halt, halted at 10:47 and 4 seconds AM. Trading halt.
TKC, Tango Kilo Charlie, is halted.
Now these are interesting to watch.
Turkcell halted.
Option activity in WMT.
So here's a halt.
For news, Tango Kilo
All
Charlie.
right, so this is where you get a bunch of chatter.
Option activity
There's
in
some news.
AAPL.
News can be a good thing.
JM Smucker says expects 5% of net sales from e-commerce in FY 2020. Expect long-term earnings growth of 8%.
Okay, so
That's Sandy Juliet Michael.
interesting. Shares are halted. We do have a bit of a bull trend here. It is reaching a bit of a high point right there. Okay. I have no idea. Could be good news, could be bad news. But on the surface,
Option activity in ET.
it's showing
Option activity in PBR. Option activity in GOLD. New high of 18.31. New high of 18.33. New
here's the
high of
deal is on a
18.35.
halt,
New high of
it moves very, because
18.37.
all
New
eyes
high
now
of
are on
18.38.
this stock. So now you want to see, well, where can it go? $6.93. $7.15. All right. And then as far as where can it go low, just pick some spots, points of interest.
Option activity in MU.
Right there is a good spot.
Option activity in DIS. Option activity in CMCSA. New high of 95.29. New high
Okay,
of
now, so what would happen?
95.2995.
Let's
New
just
high
by
of
way of an experiment
95.3. New high of 95.31. New
put
high
this
of
guy in one of our trading
95.33. New high
montages.
of 42.42. New high of
Okay,
42.43.
nothing is
New high
trading
of
because it's halted.
42.45. New high of
And it was halted.
42.46.
Now we can look at the news. TKC. What kind of company is it? Mobile telephone services in Turkey. The halt news right there.
Option activity in IP.
I'm not seeing anything noteworthy at this point. So what I'll do is if the price is at $7, let me just say I'm going to take 1,000 shares. Okay?
New high of
Then
16.73.
TKC,
New
Turkcell,
high of
reporting full year
16.75.
net
New
profit
high
of
of
2.02 billion
16.76.
lira
New
versus
high of
1.98 billion a
16.77.
year
New high
ago.
of
FY
16.78.
revenue of 20.35 billion lira versus 17.03 billion lira a year ago. Shares were halted
Option
ahead of that
activity in
news.
BHC.
That's Tango Kilo
So
Charlie.
that's a beat. They just made an announcement regarding that. Let me see. I'm surprised. So this is where the squawk, the guy talking on the speaker, made a statement regarding the earnings, I guess, and apparently they were very good. That's how I took it. And he made that announcement before I see
Option
it in the actual
activity in
news.
CVS.
So that means
Option activity in EA.
the halt occurred what time? 9:48. So in about a half a minute. I'll be watching this level on my other screen. Maybe I can do it right here. The idea is to buy market or buy market or sell market, which means I can get in very quickly with 1,000 shares. So I want to see which way it's going to go, but also this blocks it. Also, depending on if it's going to open up higher, I may decide to wait for it to come up to resistance and then short it versus trying to buy or sell. Like I could choose to do a market buy, and it'll as soon as I see it open,
Option activity in
I could buy
DVN.
it,
Option
and
activity in
it'll keep going higher
ONCE.
because it's just great news, and then sell. But what I've been finding is to let it reach resistance and then short it. So let's just see how the theory works out.
Option activity in S.
I'm expecting it to resume any second. Usually it's a 5-minute halt, but then sometimes it could be 10 minutes and even longer. But it'll show up right here as well as being a resume. M-R-A-M.
New high of 18.91. New high of 18.93. New high of 18.94. New high of 18.95. New high of 18.98. New high of 18.96.
If I knew the news was like they got some FDA approval that was through the moon, I would just do a market buy pretty much right out after the halt resumes.
Option activity in BAC.
But just having earnings, especially if I'm not sure was it really going to be interpreted as being good or bad, I hesitate to buy or sell out of the gate.
Option activity in MO.
me actually put this on a faster time frame. This is a 1 second chart.
New high of 0.8, new high of 0.81, new high of
The last orders
0.8162,
were
new high of
at
0.824.
10:46 and they were buying. Most of these were buying.
Option activity in NIO.
We have some sellers.
Option activity in NIO.
960. They bought.
Option activity in TTWO.
I need to get to work here, so I'm just taking way too long, but just watching to see how this thing opens up. By now it should have been
New high of 32.84, new high of 32.85, new high of 32.87, new high of 32.9, new high of
so this is good news. I say
32.91.
I would go ahead and buy a market buy.
Option activity in DVN.
Let's do a market buy. When you do a market buy, it just gets you in. If I do a limit order, then I might miss. Well, what I could do is I can do a buy on the bid, and when it's vacillating, then I get the very, very best price, but I could miss. Let me just try that first. What I'll do is I'll press this
New high of 17.39,
2
new
or
high of
3 times, depending on how it's
17.38, new high of
looking.
17.4, new high of 17.42, new high
Let me
of
just see
17.41, new high of
how this theory works
17.43,
out.
new high of 17.45, new high of 17.44. Option
I'm
activity
expecting
in
it to open any
BPMP.
second. The
Option
fact it's
activity
taking
in
longer
BPMP. Option
is
activity
interesting.
in QCOM.
So this is how level 2 works, time and sales. These are sales coming in through each transaction, how many shares at the time.
Option activity in GOLD.
These are the people
Blackstone's Byron
bidding
Ween
and
says
asking.
it's imperative that U.S. gets a trade deal with China, says China deal necessary to the market to make forward progress.
I like to see this one. The thing is, on the whole, it's so volatile, and but it has such strong news, so I'm inclined, if I can get in early. I've made some really good money by sitting there with my
Option activity in PCG.
to have my finger on the trigger, and the second I see it open, I'm actually a market buy is better. Let me do 1,000 because I automatically get in.
New high of 24.03, new high of 24.07,
No, I'm
new
gonna
high
I'm
of
gonna take this route.
24.1, new high
This
of
will give me the best.
24.12, new high of
How many shares I want to get?
24.08.
I'm gonna hit the buy button
New high
twice,
of
3 times.
24.1762, new high of 24.2, new high of 24.22, new high of 24.18, new high of 24.24. Option activity in X.
Let's see. This thing. The halt occurred 9:48. So it's more than 10 minutes.
Option activity in ET.
More than 10 minutes. That's interesting. I remember waiting a long time. There was some new invention or whatever.
VIAB, Viacom, Fubo TV,
Price
and
spike up
Viacom announced
pen,
expansive distribution partnership. Victor India Alpha Bravo.
Option activity in INTC. Option activity in CVS. Option activity in DF.
Let's turn off this option activity. So I like to know what's going on. Here's the news. The halt 948, 958, 1003. 1003 is my next target to be extra ready. I think you do it in increments of 5 minutes.
Price spike down in ELOX. New high of 19.55, new high of 19.56, new high of 19.57, new high of 19.61, new high of 19.58, new high of 19.59, new high of 19.63, new high of 19.62, new high of 19.6275, new high of 19.64. Price spike up pen, OILU. New high of 15.8205.
Wow.
Price spike down in OILD.
Wow. This is taking longer.
Price spike down in SMHI.
Well, I'm sure that they'll announce when it's resumed, but I have to work, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up.
New high of 68.53.
MGLN, Michael
New high
Golf
of
Lima November, Magellan Health, to
68.495.
explore
New high
sale
of
of the company according to sources,
68.56.
Michael
New
Golf
high
Lima
of
November.
68.59. New high of 68.64. New high of 68.8.